And I suppose what I would say to architects on this call, young architects, is it's personally it's a fantastic profession. It's a profession that creates the world. Like the world we live in is all the buildings, all the facilities, like so, and everybody in the world needs what we create. Um, People need housing, they need schools, they need hospitals, they need food production facilities, they need water production. There's so much need for infrastructure, and the need is just growing. It's not going away. And we are the profession that is creating the world. But I think what I understood as a young architect is I don't actually create any buildings. I create information, and the information is given to other people, and they create the buildings. So, as I think that's a really important thing to remember as an architect, that we don't actually build things physically ourselves. We create the information, and the information goes to other people, and they use that information. And that's been the case throughout history. So there's not our business as architects is communication of information. And so the way I've seen BIM is a progression from communicating through analog devices like pencils and pens and paper and letters, as Daniel was saying, in the post office. And those technologies have evolved over time into digital technologies, but we're still doing the same thing, agreements between people to do things in a common way. And if you can imagine that so ES 1192 was a CAN 650 standard, isn't new. It's been there. It's been in development for 26 years already. But trying to get people to understand that you mustn't come up with a company specific way of doing something, and you mustn't come up with a Nigerian way of doing something, because otherwise your work process will only work in Nigeria and you won't be able to work in other countries. Begin to think about common practices. That creates opportunities, because the skills that you have in Nigeria can be.
All right, you can hear me now.
That
You've been,
in start. That's interesting about Ireland as a country is, even as a small country, we really working, as they say in Ireland, we're punching above our weight. In Ireland, we're punching above our weight. That's been very good for the economy, and it's very interesting. But I think we tried with a whole group, we investigated to deal with, but we brought areas. One was was leadership. We had to encourage Irish leadership and go beyond just working in traditional ways, and pursue these, will validate the information. So you're going to have a super efficient industry. And these are things we're looking at already. So it's not, it's not opportunity even for people in Nigeria, because in a way you don't have to deal with the leg telephones. Like
being used extensively. I'm looking forward to it.
or even, there's some fascinating things that people are doing already. And that's what Daniel was saying earlier. When you get to see what other people are doing, and you're not isolated, and you can talk to those people. So if you see something interesting, you can talk directly to those people and say, tell me more about that, or where should I go? And what's very nice about this global community is it's everybody's trying to help each other. They're trying to share knowledge, and so there's no reason to be isolated in this digital age. If you have a computer or some device that's connected to the internet, you're basically connected to the world.
Issues to a very refined and finite space.